Darko, you've not only directed the Ljubljana Festival for many, many years, you've been president of EFA for many years too, for Jan. And I just wondered, from your point of view, what you feel that being part of EFA has done for both the festival and what the festival has been able to do for EFA through the years.
Yeah, I entered Festivals Association as a person, I think in '93 in Budapest. I attended at that time my first General Assembly, and since then I was very active in the association. '95 I was elected to the board. '97 I became vice president, and 2005 president. And then I was running for the 3 mandates. And I have to say that, of course, it helped to the Ljubljana Festival a lot, the fact that I am in the board of EFA, because of the contacts, because of the new friends, because of the knowledge, because of the meetings and exchange of not only knowledge but also the diversity of the festivals. And I think this is very important. In the other hand, of course, association cannot exist without members. And at that time we were a rather small festival, but in last 30 years our growth was enormously. And even now, when we are a big festival with a lot of experience and a huge audience and the best possible artists from the world and of course from Slovenia, I think that it's our responsibility to stay in the association and to support smaller festivals or new festivals, on their way how to become really important, not only for their city, for their region, for their audiences, but even broader.
And what's extraordinary about the Ljubljana Festival is that you're quite extended through the year, aren't you? You have a winter festival, then you start in June, you carry on through the summer. It's an extended festival, but I remember from the times that I have been that it completely takes over the sense of the city. There are posters everywhere, there are banners everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. Even we have between winter festival and summer festival Slovene Days of Music, which is in spring, and it's dedicated to Slovenian music, to the Slovenian artists, composers, and every year we do something like 20 or even more commissions, and we present these new works and we recorded it together with Arts program of Radio Slovenia. So it's really important, and of course we print also the scores and all these things. Not only these, we do also already for more than 30 years the cyclus Young Virtuosis, because I think we have to take care about young musicians, about talents, but not only. Also, we are inviting young audiences, and we built up our club, let's say, of audience, which is very important for each festival. If you don't have friends of the festival, it's sometimes difficult for the festival. And the friends of the festival, they support not only coming to the events, but also talking about the events. So I think this is important. We do all year round our programs, and yes, Ljubljana is full of the festival, Ljubljana Festival, but I have to say that we are only the biggest one. In Ljubljana you have, I think, more than 100 festivals of different genres, very specialized on different things, different themes. We are just the biggest one.
I've been to wine festivals and food festivals
Yes,
and
yes.
all sorts. But you also, which I love, is you help out a lot of the other festivals around the country, don't you?
Yeah, we do cooperation, co-productions, but not only around the country or in Ljubljana, because Slovenia is very small. Our country is 2 million people, and if you just drive any direction, 1 hour out of Ljubljana, you're out of the country. But nevertheless, that's why, because in fact we do the, uh, the the size of our festival is like for 5 million people. So we attract a lot of audiences from Italy, from Austria, from Croatia, and even broader. And we are present in Marco Polo Airport in Venice, in Treviso, in Trieste, of course Ljubljana, then Graz in Austria, Zagreb, and even Belgrade. So you see, this is our pool of our audiences, and very different culture. 4 different languages with Hungarian, 5 different languages, but still, this is well this place. It's Middle Europe, Middle Europa, Alpe Adria. So between Alps and sea, you can hear 4 different languages, but with very much the same culture, Middle European culture.
One of the things, of course, the great things about being a capital city of a small country is nobody expects you to be a major military or economic power, but you can be a cultural power, can't you?
Yes, and the fact that we have almost 40 embassies in the town of 300,000 people gives a special charm to it. But also, when we invite important guests from abroad, not only artists but also visitors, uh, and those who are coming for the first time are all surprised, very much surprised, and usually they return many times to Ljubljana.
Now, in all those 30 years as being part of the festival and that festival community, think of just one or two things that you're really proud of that you've presented and that you think changed the way that Slovenia looked at the arts or that people felt about the music. What were the things that you really think of as being, I'm really pleased we did that?
I am really pleased that we have the city, the mayor, who, Mr. Zoran Jankovic, and the city council are giving 11% of city budget for culture. I think this is really amazing, without investments to the infrastructure of culture. So that's separate. So that's enable us to grow and to do festival in this dimension. But not only, also I have to say that the state of Slovenia is giving more than 2% of its budget to the culture. So can you imagine, we are, as mentioned before, 300,000 population city, and we have 3 professional orchestras. Slovenian Philharmonic, Radio Symphony, and opera with its own orchestra and ballet, of course. And fact is, maybe also very important fact is that Academia Philharmonicorum in Ljubljana was founded in 1701. So Schubert was a member, Beethoven was a member. He sent his score of his corrections of 6th Symphony to the Philharmonic Society of Ljubljana, and we have now this score in the National University Library, so original of it. So Mahler was conductor in Ljubljana 1881-1882. That was his first job as conductor, and he did 46 different programs in one season. So you can see how rich was at that time. Ljubljana had 40,000 people. So you can imagine that all the time was a rich cultural life going on. So I'm not surprised. And one more thing, very important. As you said, we cannot be economical, and we don't want to be a military power. But the language which enable us to have our own country, is very important. And that's why maybe also we are so proud about our culture and, of course, our language.
And how do you see the rest of the decade and perhaps into the 2030s? How do you see the festival developing?
It always depends of the situation in the society, but not only in our country, mainly society around, society globally. So we can see now a lot of changes. In fact, when I started with the festival, we got independency, and there were big changes here in Germany and Russia and all Eastern Bloc. So huge changes, and now I think we are facing changes again. You see that the power is moving towards East. I just came back from China, and I have to say that they invest hell of a lot of money to the culture. Can you imagine what they invest to the IT and to the army if they can invest so much in culture? They found it in last 8 years, 65 new orchestras with new halls. It's amazing. And they trained artists. So I am cooperating with China through also EFA since 2005. So you can imagine the difference then and now. And we were even present, we were one of the founders of Asian Festivals Association, European Festivals Association, together with Shanghai Arts Festival and Fair. And so the change is incredible. And wherever I go there, I can compare what they do and what we do. Of course, it's much broader. They take care also about which is right about their culture. But what they did in the field of so-called Western culture is really amazing.
And are you worried about the limits on freedom of expression that you have to deal with in China?
I think that, of course, everything is controlled. They have their system, they don't deny it. And but when you walk on the street and when you walk with regular, let's say, artistic content, I don't feel there are any restriction or censure. But of course, I don't touch their interior relations.
Let's go back to Ljubljana itself, and a rather different size of country from China.
Yeah, but we have very good cooperation.
Yes, and there's this sort of extraordinary sense of a place between the Alps and the sea. And I wonder if that sense of being a linking mechanism in the region is something that Ljubljana feels very much. Not only this, Ljubljana is on the crossroad of the European two corridors, number 5 and number 10. So you can see influences in Ljubljana from all over around, from the Mediterranean, from Balkan, from northeast Hungary until Ukraine and Russia, and of course northwest. And west. This affects not only the culture but also the culinary and other things. And Ljubljana itself, it's open city. It's very green city. Was green capital of Europe in 2016. We even celebrated the award in Brussels with the Leibach Group in Beaux-Arts together with Paul Dujardin. And the living in Ljubljana, I have to say, it's because it's so small but so diverse and with so many different. The population is so different also because of the fact that it's capital city. It gives special charm to it. So, and of course, it's very well connected with other centers in Europe. And then
also because we have our own state, we are connected also to big countries like, of course, States and Russia and all. Now there is a problem. I'm very sad of this war in Ukraine because it causes many victims on all sides. But still, Ljubljana is also a place, I don't know if you know, where you have next to each other Pen Club, Modern Gallery, American Embassy, and Russian Embassy. So they are neighbors. So I think this is the only place in the world where these two embassies are just next to each other, which is speaking about the shape, small shape of the city, but big shape of the how to say, thinking and soul in this city.
So Ljubljana Festival is a world mediator.
Ljubljana Festival is the world meeting point of all possible cultures, and they are asking me many times what is our red rouge, and I am always telling them connectivity and top quality.
Darko, thank you very much.
Thank you.